Yo, imagine this. What if your email inbox could think for itself, handling every task with precision and speed? Well, in today's video, I'll be revealing the secret sauce behind transforming Outlook into your personal AI-powered assistant using N8N. Watch how an AI agent autonomously categorizes and processes emails and calendar entries in seconds, leaving manual tasks and all that stress behind. Make sure to watch as I guide you through the exact steps to implement these next generation workflows, helping you elevate from basic automation to dynamic AI decision making. All right, let's go. Okay, so let's take a bird's eye view of our AI agent, and we'll be building an Outlook AI agent today. All right, Outlook is because that's the platform that I use for my email. Of course, you can use Gmail to connect, and if you have a general mail client, you can connect that to N8N as well. But we'll be using Outlook for this demonstration. Okay, Telegram is going to be our instant messaging platform. This is how we're going to make requests to the AI agent. You can use Telegram, you can use email, you can use webhooks, you can use Slack. So a plethora of different options you can use. You can use a chatbot if you want. You can set this up as a chatbot as well. But we'll be using Telegram to communicate with the AI agent. All right. So once the message comes into Telegram, that'll set off this trigger to this automation. All right. And the first thing that's going to happen is the automation is going to determine whether or not you send the request through a text or through a voice. So you can speak in Telegram, you can leave voice notes, and it's going to determine whether or not there was a voice note or text message, and it's going to sort it accordingly. So this top route will be taking a text. It'll send a text message to the agent, and this bottom route will be taking a voice message to the agent. So we'll download the voice message. We'll use OpenAI to transcribe the recording, and then we'll then send that over to the AI agent. Now, this is where the magic begins with the AI agent. We then connect it to Anthropic Claude. Anthropic Claude is our brain, and it'll be deciphering every message that we put in there, sorted accordingly. And then we are going to have these different tools. So the different tools we'll be using is all within Outlook. So we'll be able to check for unread messages, check for we'll be able to send messages. We'll also be able to access calendar entries and create calendar entries as well. Of course, we can add a lot more tools where you can check contacts, you can check tasks, you can add a plethora of tools here. But for this demonstration purposes, we'll be doing those 4 different options. Once the message is checked, then it'll send it back to Telegram. All right. So let's take this puppy for a spin. So to the left, you're looking at the Telegram, and once it's activated, if you notice here, I activated the automation. All right. And as soon as you turn on the bot, it's made an introduction. It tells you who it was. It says, hello, I am N8N Flow Master, your AI assistant for workflow automation using N8N. And it gives an introduction on what it can do. All right. So it says it can read any unread emails, it can send emails, it can view the calendar, and it can add the calendar events. Okay. So what it will say is, how many unread messages do I have? Okay. Bot came back and says, based on the results, you have 20 unread messages in your inbox, and it tells you what it included, some general messages. And this is the email inbox that I have that I don't really use anymore, but I sent some random messages to this account. Okay. Is my calendar. Jose? Based on your calendar for today, you have 1 scheduled event on lunch with YouTube subscribers. Okay, cool. I'd like to have lunch with Mark tomorrow at 12 p.m. Please add to my calendar. Okay, great. So I've added the lunch meeting to your calendar for tomorrow, January 30th, from 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern. The event is entitled Lunch with Mark. All right. And now let's look at the calendar and see if that entry was added. So as you can see on my calendar, you can see the lunch with Mark for tomorrow at 12 was added to my calendar. And when I asked the AI bot to read my calendar for today, it had lunch with YouTube subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, be sure to subscribe. Okay, hit the subscribe button below. All right, so now that we've seen this, let's go ahead and build this step by step. Actually, wait, before we build the automation step by step, I want to clear the air, okay? Because I'm hearing a lot of things online about the differences between AI automation and AI agent. So I just wanted to kind of paint the picture for you, okay? So the difference between AI automation and AI agent is this. With AI automation, you can look at it as a train, right? So it's a train going down the track, and it has stops to make, and it's not going to deviate from that route. Okay, if something happens along the way, it will stop. Like a lot of times trains, especially like in New York City, when I lived in New York City, trains will go out of service all the time, and then it will break down and stay at the station right there. They can't deviate, or they can't move from a specific route that is given. Okay, it's that route is determined. Right, it has a specific set of rules. When we look at AI agents, it's a little bit different. We could look at that as a self-driving Tesla, right? So a self-driving Tesla is going to know when it's approaching a light, it's going to stop. If it's going at a certain speed and their traffic is building up, it's going to slow down. Even if the light is green, if it detects that a car is coming in the opposite direction and that it can cause like an accident, it'll stop even if it's a green light. So it has intelligence built in within a certain framework, but it has the freedom to make certain decisions. So that's what we need to look at as an AI agent versus AI automation. AI automation is a set of rules that is static and it doesn't deviate. If something goes wrong, it's just going to stop the automation. It's going to cause errors. But with AI agents, it has a little freedom to make certain decisions, and that's what makes it so powerful. Okay, so that's how we determine the differences between AI automation and an AI agent. All right, so now we can jump into the build. All right, so let's build this automation. All right, so the first thing that we need to do is we need to add our trigger, and the trigger is going to be Telegram. All right, so let's go ahead and add it in. And if you don't know, I've been talking about it throughout this whole video. We're using a platform called N8N. It is a powerful automation tool that allows you to add different nodes, and the most powerful node that they have so far that I can see is this AI agent node. That's what makes it different from Make, and I've heard through the grapevine that Make is working on its own version of an AI agent, so I can't wait to see that as well. But what makes N8N so powerful is that it allows you to add these AI agents and allows you to have allow these AI agents to have flexibility when it comes to making decisions, and that opens up a whole world of things that we can do. Okay, all right, so let's add Telegram. All right, and what we need to do in Telegram is we need to when a message is received, so we'll say on message. All right, and I already have my Telegram account connected, but what I'll do is I'll add another account. So if you click on the credentials, credentials to connect with, click this down arrow here, we'll say create new credentials. All right, so this access token is you can actually retrieve it from the bot itself. So if we go over to actually, let's look at the Telegram credentials. If we go here, and this is this N8N's documentation on how to get the Telegram credentials. It's used what's called a bot father. Okay, so once you click on bot father, it's going to open up your Telegram account. You can say open up Telegram, and once it opens up Telegram, you can then begin to follow the instructions. Okay, I already have my key here, my access token key. So what you need to do is you need to follow these steps. So you will click on start, and then once you click on start, you'll just follow the instructions. And I believe you just follow the instructions. You can say this slash new bot to create a new bot, and let's actually do that. So I'm going to say slash new bot, and it's going to create a new bot for me. Okay. All right, a new bot. How are we going to call it? Let's call it we're going to call it demo. Let's see, demo. And we're going to call it Outlook. And we're going to say Outlook, Outlook AI agent. Okay. Hit enter. Okay, good news. Let's choose a username. Must end with bot. So I just want to say demo, Outlook AI agent. Okay. Cool. Oh, username is invalid. Let's see. It must end in bot, like this, for example, Tetris bot. Oh, okay. I just want regular names, and I kind of messed up here too. So you can say demo. Oh, like agent. This should work. What's going on? I got it. No spaces. I'll get this right sooner or later. Come on. Cool. I think I had to type on my original one. That's what caused the problem. There it is. This should work. Cool. Congratulations. Done. Congratulations on your new bot. You'll find it here. And then this is the code. So you get this HTTP code. So we need to copy this. Cool. I'll copy the code. And to access the chat, you just click on that, and we'll have access to it here. Okay, but let's do this. Let's go back to our build. And this is where we add the access token, and hit save. And I'm going to actually just rename this to demo Outlook AI agent. Right? Name to that. Hit save. No, I need to do that. The test was connected successfully, so we can close it. And let's actually look at this here. So now we have this, and this is, we got to test the workflow, right? So let's test this here. Let's go to the Telegram, and we'll just say, yo, you, all right? So let's go back here. and we'll see the text message, yo, you. So we see that it came in. All right. So, all right, cool. So the next thing we need to do is we need to have a switch, because we are going to be able to add a text message, and we also going to be able to add a voice message. We want to be able to determine that. Okay. So let's just get a switch here and a switch. Okay, cool. Cool. All right. So the first value we want to add here is going to be a text message. Okay, so let's go back here. You just add this here as the first value. All right, and then we want to rename it to text. And in order for us to get the JSON, the schema for the voice, let's leave a voice message. Okay. All right, so let's hit save. Let's trash what we have in our test data. We'll trash that, and then we're going to try to leave a voice. We'll leave a voice message now. All right, so let's do that here. Yo, this is a test. Yo, this is a test. All right, so the voice message came through. Oh, I didn't test the workflow. I gotta do it again. All right, hit test. Oh, look like it. Let's see. Maybe it did come through already. Oh, so the voice came through. So you see how this is red? That means we need to add another. We need to add another a routing rule. So this time, what we need to take is we need to take the file ID here. All right, we take the file ID here, and then we want to say is a string exist, and also we didn't do that on top here. We want to say string exist. So if a text message comes in and that message exists, if it's a text message that exists, then it'll go that route. And if a voice message come in, and then if a voice file ID, this file ID comes in, and if it exists, it'll go that route. Okay, I'm going to name this one to voice. Cool. All right, so let's go out of here. Let's hit. We want to save, and we go to test it again. Okay, so let's trash this, and let's test voice. Actually, before we do that, let's actually just add a different one here. You know what? Let's test it. Let's test the voice and make sure it's working correctly. All right, so we'll test voice, and let's go here. Let's go back to Telegram. Let's test another voice. Yo, this is the voice test. Let's go. All right, cool. So we can see it went down the bottom route, and unless this one has the text is going to work as well. All right, so what we need to do here is we need to add edit fields. Edit fields. So when we edit fields, what we want to do is we want to be able to carry that text message over, so we can map it over to the agent, AI agent. All right, so I got to test. Looks like I have to test the thing as well. So let's do that. Let's trash this. Let's test the workflow again. Go back to Telegram, test message. Boom. All right, so it went up that route, and now we have it on edit fields. So let's go back to edit fields, and then what we have to do now is we have to carry over that text message. So where's the text message? Is right here. You can just drag this field right here, and that's all we need to do here. It's a text message, manual mapping. That's perfect. Field set to message text, and that's perfect. All right, cool. All right, awesome. So that's good there. And on the bottom route, what we need to do is we need to use we need to download that message. So we need to go back in Telegram, and what we need to do is we need to download the message. Let's see here. We need to get a file. Sorry, get a file. There it is. Okay, let's go back to Telegram. All right, I got to do another test to bring that data over. So we'll trash what we have. We'll test again. Oops, let's trash what we have. Let's test the workflow. Oh, okay, so I can't leave this blank. So let's just do something here. Let's say ABC. Okay, that's cool. Go here, hit save. Let's trash what we have, and let's test. Okay, so now let's go back into Telegram, and let's add another voice message. Here is another voice message test. Let's go. Cool. All right, awesome. So we'll give an error here because it didn't map the file ID that incorrectly. So we need to go here, and we need to get a file ID. Yeah. Voice file ID. This is what we need right here, actually. Voice file ID. Awesome. Download. Cool. We test this step. Bingo. So download the file. There we go. Awesome. All right, cool. So what we have so far. So if once we either send a text or we send a voice message into Telegram, this switch is going to determine whether or not it's a text message or if it's a voice message. All right. If it's a voice message, what we need to do next is we need to then use OpenAI to transcribe the voice. Okay. So let's add this one here. So OpenAI. Oops, there you go. Open. Come on, me. Come on, me. All right, cool. So OpenAI. And what we need to do is we need to transcribe the recording. Okay. Transcribe a recording. So it's automatically going to get this file. All right. So what we want to choose is we want to say transcribe a recording. Our field name is data. Okay. It's going to pull that in. All right. Cool. And we could test this as well. So cool. This worked fine. So this is another voice message test. Let's go. That's what I said in the voice message. So we are good there. All right. So now if it's a voice message, it's going to go down this route. Telegram is going to download that file to bring it down to the workflow. And then we're going to use OpenAI to transcribe the recording. Cool. All right. So the next thing that we need now is we need our agent. So let's go to agent, AI agent. Oops. Let's go here. And we're going to need to pull or connect rather both fields here. So that way any text messages or any voice messages will go to the agent. Okay, cool. All right. So first thing we need to do is we need to, let's open it and see what we got. All right. All right. So it's going to take the chat input in here. What we need to do is we need to select, we need to define the source below. Okay. And the text, we are going to pull this, actually use a JSON, and we're going to pull this text in here. Okay. So it's any text that comes in from the OpenAI source. All right. Cool. And that should be good. All right. And then what we want to do is we want to require, actually what we want to do is we want to have a system message, and it says you are a helpful agent. But we are going to update that in a second. So let me just actually just save this. And what we want to do next is we want to add our chat model. I'm going to be using Anthropic Claude as our chat model. All right. And it automatically defaults to an old version of Sonnet. If we click on the down arrow, we can get the latest version of Sonnet, which is from October of 2024. We'll select that one. Okay. And we're going to make sure that's good. I think that we're all set here. We'll just hit save. We have the new version of Sonnet. Cool. Let's hit save. And let's see what we got here. All right. Let's just do a test. Let's try this. We'll test workflow. And it doesn't have any memory or anything yet, but let's run a test. So let's go back to Telegram. Open up Telegram, and let's do it so we can see it at the same time. All right. Hey, go ahead. Nope, got an error. No prompt specified. Oh, because I didn't put any prompt here. Bing, bing, bing. All right, cool. So what we need to do is we need to update the system prompt. And I'm going to actually jump over to my community, and I'm going to show you where we can get a prompt. So if we go over to my community and we click on the classrooms, and then we go to the toolbox. Oops, right here. So if you go to N8M and you click on the download the system prompt, and you'll be able to get access to the prompt that I'm going to put in. All right, so I copied over the system prompt that we will be using for the AI agent, and I'm just going to go over it real quick. Basically says you are an N8N flow master and expert AI assistant for workflow automation using N8N. Your purpose is to help users design, optimize, and troubleshoot workflows while prioritizing security and efficiency. So I gave some core responsibilities. I also gave some technical requirements, and what I'll add, gave some tone and communication. And what's the key piece here that I added was the availabilities to Microsoft Outlook. So depending on whatever scenario you build, you're gonna want to let it know what tools is available to it. A lot of times, if you even leave a blank, it's gonna smart enough to know what tools are connected to it. But just to be clear as to what the instructions you want to add the different tools that you'll be connecting to this. One thing I did put in here is the date and time handling, because we will be dealing with the calendar, and the latest AI is from 2024. We're now in 2025, so there's a lot of times confusions with the date. So I'm gonna let it know, hey, this is the date, this is the time, this is the day, and kind of give the AI specific instructions on how to add to handle dates and times. And if you look at the expression here, if you scroll down here, actually you see the different variables like today, year, and then I gave it some formulas in order to calculate future dates, specific dates and times, things like that, which is pretty cool. All right, awesome. So this should be good enough for us to do at least a test. And let's go ahead and we'll save this. We'll track what we put in our test data, and let's go back to Telegram. All right, I'll say, hey, wait. All right. So now, oh, of course I didn't hit test. So let's test the workflow. And let's go back to Telegram and let's say, hey, wait. All right. We'll see it go. A message. Oh, we got an error again. What's the error this time? I'm expecting to find a prompt in the input field. Oh. Okay, let's figure this out. Found a problem that I had. So I went back to the edit fields, which is this field right here. So this was producing an error because this field name was set to message.text when it should just be named text, but that's what it's expecting. Okay. So I changed it to text and went back to the agent, and the agent now recognizes what I'm trying to do. Okay. So now let's try to test this again. Okay. I'm going to trash what I have here. Let's test the workflow and let's test this puppy. Okay. All right. Hey, wait. Oops, that didn't hit work. Test work. But let's trash it again. Oh, well, maybe it did work. Let's just try it again. Oh, here we go. Cool. All right. So it ran successfully, but it didn't come back. It did not come back to the to Telegram because I didn't give it an output to go to. All right. So that's what we need to do here. So that's the next step we need to do so that we can see messages. So we go here and we go to Telegram. And what we're going to do in Telegram is you want to send message. So let's go here. Send text message. Cool. So we can go here. We can get that. And then we can actually get the chat ID from the switch. Okay. So let's go back to the switch. And then what we need is the chat ID. You can pull this here. Cool. So this is actually everything that we need. We don't got to do any markups. It's gonna make sure you choose the right account, which is the demo. Good. Send message. That should be good. Okay. See if we test it. See if it works. Probably won't because it needs to get some data. But let's just do that. Actually. Cool. All right. So let's save, and then we can do a true test. Okay. So let's trash this. Let's test the workflow. Let's go back to Telegram, and we have to. It's very important that we test along the way. Because that way we find errors. I did skip a step when I did the edit fields earlier, and that's what caused the problem for me to go back and try to figure out what it is. It's best if you test along the way, then build the whole thing out and try it, and you have to kind of cherry pick and try to find a needle in the haystack when there's a problem. But if we test along the way, we should be good to go. All right, cool. So I'm testing, and let's say it again. Hey, who are you? All right. All right, we'll see. It goes to that Tropic Claude, and then it should go out to Telegram and send a message back here. And it says right here, hey, I'm NNA Flowmaster, AI assistant, design workflow. I can do 500 plus integrations. It said this because I didn't add any tools yet. And it says what I like to do. So now we're communicating. Cool. All right. So the first thing we want to do is we want to connect a tool. The first tool we are going to do is connect Microsoft Outlook. And we want Outlook to be able to read messages. Okay. So let's open up Outlook. And what we want to say is, let's add a tool. Let's add the Outlook tool, Microsoft Outlook. Okay. Once you do that, we want to we want to get all of the messages. So what we're going to do is we said, I already connected my account. When you want to connect your account, you click the down arrow, you click create new credentials. And what's going to happen is the Microsoft dialog box is going to pull up. Then you want to connect your account, and then you'll have access to that account here as well. Okay. So with the tools descriptions, we want to set automatically. The resources message. The operation is we want to say get many. Okay. Get many. So we could be able to retrieve as many messages as we like. The limit default is 100, but to save on tokens and to save on costs, we can just set that down to 20. Okay. And what we're going to do is we want to add filters. The filter we want to add. Let's see, we want to do a filters, and what filter we want to add is we want to do the unread messages. Let's see here. It's by read status, right? And we want to say unread messages only. So this tool is going to check your inbox for any unread messages so that it can give you either the actual message itself or it can get any type of information on the message. Okay. And that should be good. One thing we need to do to help the assistant out is we want to add some instructions here to our prompt. Okay, so let's see, let's make it a little bigger here. Let's go to the tools section here as available tools. So I want to say we have a get tool, all right, and we want to say please email. Okay, and as we add tools, we go into as we get different tools, we'll be able to add that here as well. Okay. So let's go here and let's hit save. And now what we can do is we can ask Telegram to check out unread messages. So before we do that, we got to test. We got to test the workflow. And now that it's waiting for a test, let's go back here and say, hey, how many open messages do I have? All right, so now it's checking and Dr. Claude. Now it's going to go to Outlook. We see it in motion here, and then it should then respond back to Telegram. OpenAI is deciphering the message. It says, okay, based on the results, you have 20 unread messages in your inbox. This includes, and it gives a rundown of the report. Can you share the last teamwork report? Let's see how good it is. I'm gonna say, oh, actually, I have to test it. And then what I want to say next is I say, can you share the last DMARC report? So I didn't give it any memory. So let's see what it does. Okay. All right, cool. Let's see how smart it is. And this is the beauty of AI agents. Okay. This here says, I apologize, but I don't see any tools available that specifically handles DMARC reports. Okay. So I got to be a little bit more specific. Okay. Which is cool. So let's trigger it again. It says, can you check my email for the last unread DMARC report, please? All right. So now it's going to check my email. It should check my email for the last unread DMARC report. Okay. And this time it should give some specifics. Okay. I can see several DMARC reports in your unread emails. Here's the most recent DMARC report. So it gives a DMARC report here, which is cool. All right. Awesome. So check my email. But you have to be a little bit more specific as to what you wanted, because when I said DMARC, it didn't know what that meant. But I said, okay, a DMARC report is in my email address. And if you can see here, I had a typo, but it still was able to get that going. Okay, cool. So let's move on. So the next thing we want to do is we want to be able to send messages. Okay, so if we add another, if we go back to Outlook again, and this time you want to be able to send messages. Okay. So send automatically, messages, send. Okay, it's right here. And we have to get the subject, and the message. Okay, so then what we can do is we get placeholders. Okay, and we have to have the description. So it says right here, use the expression from AI placeholder name for any data to be filled by the model. Okay, so what we need to do is literally copy this and we'll go over to expression. We'll paste it here, and the placeholder name is going to be, this is the 2. We'll say 2, and then we have to give it a little description, right? And if we hover over it, it'll give you some instructions here. We'll say from the key, which is 2, and then description. So we'll just say comma, from AI to comma, give it a description. We'll say raw email address of the recipient, right? Raw email address from the recipient. Cool. Let's go back to expression. Cool. And then we have to do the same for each one. Okay. So we have the subject. Okay. This time instead of 2, let's go back to expression. Instead of 2, we go to say subject. Cool. And then we could say on this one, we can say a clear and concise. A clear and concise. I'll spell that correctly. Second. Cool. All right, and then we need to do the same for the message. Okay, and we'll just call it a message. We gotta say on this one. Let's see. We could say the body. Oops. Body. The body. Oh, okay, no. Oops. Come on. There we go. Cool. All expression. That should be good. That should be good. Looks good. Looks good. Looks good. Cool. That should be good. So what we need to do next is we just need to test it. All right. And before we do, we need to also go back into the AI agent, just like we did for the email, for the getting the email. We need to do it for send. So we need to go to our tool section here, and this time we need to write send post and send. That should be good, right? Cool. So let's hit save. Let's trash what we have, and let's test the workflow. Okay, let's go back to here, and then we'll test the voice one soon too as well. Let's go here. Let's say send an email to Aaron Johnson at gmail.com. Oops. About and ask if he is ready for tomorrow. Oh, actually, he's ready for this one party. Cool. All right, cool. So we'll send that. Send an email to Aaron Johnson and I put the email address and ask if he's ready for the Super Bowl party. Cool. So we can see it went to the send messages and it's sent. So let's actually see if the message was sent. I'm gonna go into my Outlook. Going on my Outlook, my phone. Hopefully you can see that. Oh, and I got the message right here. Cool. And it says Super Bowl. I don't know if you can see it, but it says Super Bowl party check-in. Hey, it said, hey, hi Aaron, just checking in to see if you're ready for the Super Bowl party. Looking forward to hearing from you. Best regards. And it sent that message here. And actually, you know what? To prove it here, let's go to messages here and let's go to sent items, and then we should see one here. The Super Bowl party check-in. Boom, it's right here. So that's the message you just sent, which is awesome. Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. All right, cool. All right, so let's go back to the build. So now we have two tools. The first tool is being able to get messages. The second is being able to send messages. All right. And if we actually take a closer look at that so that we can see how it looks here, you can see that it pulled a JSON to subject and message, right? And then it composed the message, composed the subject and the to, and it pushed in everything here. And the model, the AI agent gave us a little tool here to use to plug in so that it can match everything correctly, which is awesome sauce. Cool. All right, so the next thing we need to do is we need to check calendar events. This one is the tricky part because again, the models are all 2024 and we're using 2025 dates, so it can get a little confusing, but you have to kind of train it a little bit. All right, so let's add another tool. This one is going to be Outlook again. Cool. And Outlook tool, and this time what we need to do with the Outlook tool is we need to look at events. So again, we'll be using the same placeholder expression. And what we're going to select is, this time we're going to look for the resource is going to be event. And what we're going to say is get many from all calendars, return 20. And simplified, that's all we really need. The getting is pretty simple. Okay, so we can leave that like that. Oops. Let's add the tools here. All right, so let's just rename these to make it a little bit easier so we can see. Let's just see. Let's rename this one to, this one is get all events. Let me show you the right thing here. We rename it inside here. This is events. So let's rename this. Let's call this get calendar. Yes. All right, we'll rename that. And right, put that over here. All right, cool. And let's go back in this one. Which one is this one? This is getting the email messages. I should have done this while we were building it. Apologies. Get email. Get emails. We'll just call it get emails. All right, and let's go back to this one. This one is send emails. Send. Cool. Should name it. So let's keep things clean over here. All right. So we're getting emails. We're sending emails. We're getting calendar events. And we did that one. Actually, no. We need to test this one, right? So let's trash this. And let's actually go back into the agent. Almost forgot that. And we need to add that tool. So let's go here. And this time we are going to say get. That's right. It says retrieves. Retrieves calendar event entries using the current date as a reference. Right. So it says retrieve calendar entries using the current date as a reference. Okay, cool. Let's go here. Let's save our work. Let's test the workflow. And let's see. We added during the test, I added a calendar event. Let's see if we can find that. Okay. So let's go back to Telegram. And what we're going to say is this. We're going to say, hey, it's on my calendar Forte. Cool. So it's going to go here. It's going to automatically go to the calendar events. It's going to go back up. OpenAI, Anthropic is going to say, and that is going to send a message and say, for today, January 29, 2025, you have one event scheduled, lunch with YouTube subscribers from 11:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. Would you like me to help you with anything else regarding your calendar? Cool. So, all right. So Anthropic Claude was able to deliver that as usual. All right, cool. So let's trash this. And we're going to add another one. So this time what we're going to do is we want to create a calendar event. Okay, cool. Let's go here. Let's go back to Outlook again. And this time what we're going to do is we're going to go back instead of the resources. We're going to go to event. right? Instead of get many, we want to say create. And this time, if you have multiple calendars, you can select what calendar you have, but I just have one in this account. So we say like select calendar. So this is cool. So if you have a calendar with different clients or if you have, multiple businesses with, one email, you can kind of play with this a little bit as well. Cool. So we're going to use this placeholder like we did on the last example. And for title, we are going to, let's go to expression again. And for title, we want to call this, the placeholder we are going to put is title, right? And we're going to give it a description, and we can say a concise event title, right? Cool. Copy this, and we need to go to start and end times, right? So we want AI to be able to determine the start and end time. So we can go back to expression. We're going to trash this, add here, and we can call this start. And we're going to say the starting date and time. Let's see. Oops. My bad. The start date and time of the event. Right, the start date and time of the event. It's a starting date and time of the event. Right? And then we'll do the same thing for this one. We'll call it an expression for the end time. We'll scratch this, put the end time here. Instead of start, we'll say end. And it's the ending. The end time of the event. All right, cool. So this is we're looking good. All right, cool. Let's save this. And of course I didn't name it, but I should have. You can say let's call it event. We're naming this schedule event. Cool. We'll add this here. And I'm going to peek back in and just to show you a few things. So as far as the resource, we chose event. We played with calendar. Right, we played with the calendar. Actually, no, I need to show you over here. So let's just add another tool. I want to show you the different tools that we have available. So go back to Outlook tool, and you'll build this out for every tool that you want to add and every tool that you want this AI agent to have access to. Okay. So the resource we want to select is we've played with messages and we played with calendar. But if you want, you can do contact, you can do drafts. So instead of you having the AI automatically send emails, you can set it as a draft. So you can put draft, you can compose the message and put it in your draft folder once you send it out. You can then play with folder, you can play with the different folder messages, you can play with different attachments if you want to add attachments. So if you want to add like a PDF to different files or PDF to emails, things like that, you can do that. So you can play with all these different tools and give the AI agent access to these tools, and then they'll be able to pretty much have free range over your Outlook. Okay. All right. So we're not adding this here. We'll just delete this one. One thing I'll have to also do is I need to add this last tool here. If I can find it, it's right here. So this time we are going to say add right. Cool. Add calendar entry. So these are the four tools that we have. We can get a message, we can send a message, we can get a calendar event, and then we can add an event. Let's say add calendar. Just to keep it consistent. Add calendar event. This is add one event at a time. We might be able to add two as well, but we'll keep it simple. All right, cool. So let's save this. Let's test it. Okay. And what we want to do next is we want to open up Telegram. All right. So cool. Say, can you add a calendar entry for tomorrow? Let's see how far we can go for next week, Tuesday at 3 p.m. for a round of golf with Lewis. Can you add a calendar entry for next week Tuesday at 3 p.m. for a round of golf with Lewis? Cool. So let's help you a test. Okay. Cool. All right. So it's gonna go to my scheduled event, and it's gonna add that event. Okay. So let's see what it says. It said I schedule a golf with Lewis for Tuesday, February 4th from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. The calendar entry has been created successfully, and if it asks if I want anything else. All right. I don't believe you, so I'm gonna test it. Okay. So let's go to my calendar. It's here, and let's go to the calendar. And let's check it out. So let's go to month, and let's go to, it's in February, right? So let's go to February. Cool, it's right here. February 4th, golf with Lewis at 3 p.m. So this is awesome. So let's just rewind here a little bit. So we are using Telegram in order to communicate with this AI agent. And again, you don't have to use Telegram, you can use Slack or any other tool like that to communicate with this AI agent. And this the AI agent has access to your emails, has access to your calendars, and it can create and view things on your calendar and in your inbox, which is pretty cool. And the brain behind it is Anthropic Claude. Anthropic Claude is able to articulate that and present it back to Telegram. We found some value here with this AI agent build for Outlook. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Be sure to like, share this with your friends. And I hope to see you on the next video. God bless. Peace out.